Hello once again, it's Joe, and I'm bringing you a review of another Ultra Micro, which surprisingly is something Hobbytown have just got into stock. It's pretty new, it's only been there for a couple months, and I finally got hold of one today. It is a Gemini RC P-51 Mustang. It's roughly the same size as most Ultra Micros on the market at the moment. I've got my my nice Mosquito over here, and it's, you know, it's a bit smaller, about the size you'd expect. It's a bit larger scale. As you can see, the the cockpit on there is about the same size, but the Mustang obviously is for one person. The Mosquito held two. So the Mustang is a slightly larger scale, but it is smaller than the Mosquito still. A few things we've come to expect on Ultra Micros is not a lot of detail, and they tend to be like a one-piece plane with, you know, bits that are kind of hard to remove. This one's a little bit different. The tail here is part of the body, so there isn't really much chance of that getting damaged, you know, once or twice. I haven't maidened it yet. The ailerons are almost the entire length of the wings, which is cool. The tail wheel is a bit more true to scale. It's really small. The one thing I don't like about this is the landing gear. I've heard people say it before. It is really thin, really skinny, but they do use similar connectors as the Parkzone ones, so you might be able to take Trojan landing gear or Parkzone P-51 landing gear and fit it on. Unlike other Ultra Micros, there's a screw holding the wings on, so you can take the wings off without having to take the whole thing apart or undo tape or anything. This one is actually shining. It has proper stickers all over it. There is actually a famous name on the side of it, so it is based off as I've come to expect with RC planes, they're based off of famous versions of that plane. This one's no different. But what I'm going to do for you now is show you where the battery goes, and as you probably saw on the bottom, no hole for the battery. So where does it go? Well, it goes in this cool little compartment right there. So that bit comes off with this magnet and like a little hook there. And on the inside, there's space for your one-cell lithium battery, a receiver, and all the way in there is all the other stuff. The motor is underneath this little block here, and I suspect that to take the motor out, what you have to do is unscrew the prop from the shaft and slide it out the front after you've loosened the glue. So that's how you replace that. This plane is actually really, really detailed. I can't wait to fly it and see how it does, as you know, compared to the Parkzone ones, because this plane is actually cheaper than the Parkzone ones. Let's have a look at the box here. From Hobbytown, it was, you can't see it. It was $89.99 without tax, which is $10 cheaper than all the Parkzone ones. This was bind and fly, and it will work with any Spectrum transmitter. I've got my trusty DX5E bound to it at the moment. You get this stand in with it, which doubles as your charger. You can remove this top bit, you can remove this stalk, and the battery, because this is a 4 AA's charger, just like the Parkzone ones, only a bit cooler. The battery is a 150 milliamp, 3.7 volt LiPo battery, and it has this Velcro on the bottom, like this hook and loop material, but strangely enough the plane doesn't have any on it because it's internal. So it's not a bad battery for what you get. It will also work with this old DSM 2-star remote, but as always, everyone always recommends the bigger ones because they work better, they don't glitch. So it's a nice little plane. It says that you have to remove the bind plug after you bind it for the first time, and this little tiny red wire here is the bind plug, and I haven't seemed to be able to get it out because I don't want to break it yet. So I'm going to get that out eventually, and fly this thing for you guys on a separate video. because I really don't have the time to maiden it right now, and it's been quite windy recently. But all in all, it's a nice plane. It's built quite well. Only problem is the landing gear. There's a lot of scale details. You've got guns on it, which is kind of new for ultramicros. To get guns on an ultramicro now, you have to get anything that's that Mosquito or newer, really. And I'm kind of upset with Parkzone because they haven't upgraded their Trojan or the Mustang since they first came out. And I have no quarrels with the original ones. They're really cool. They fly really well from what I've heard. But I think it's time to bring them up to date to the Spitfire's kind of level of detail. So I think it's kind of funny they've been outdone by a much smaller company. The company Gemini RC that make this is the box, ultramicro box, like we've come to expect from this kind of thing. They only make 6 planes, and 5 of them are on the box. They do an Extra 300, a Sukhoi, a Yak, a Edge, and the Mustang. Now, I've seen the other 4 besides the Mustang in person in the box. They are about the same detail and build quality level as the Parkzone Sukhoi, only possibly a little bit more sturdy, just because, you know, we've seen that it's kind of built a bit more sturdy than all the other ones. So, you know, the wings are actually they're actually thickness. They have thickness to them, which is kind of new. If you look at the Mosquito wings, they're really thin. But this one's thick, and the Mosquito tail, really thin. This one's thick, but it doesn't weigh that much, really. It's not a 1-to-1 power ratio. It's not going to climb straight up, but it's a warbird, and it's ultramicro, so that's what we've come to expect. So anyway, that concludes the review of this little thing. I'll post a flight video sometime soon and let you guys know how it does in the air. Thank you for watching.